Hello. Before we get started with the video, I wanted to do a quick introduction. So some of you may be here from my Instagram, but some of you may be here from watching this video on YouTube. So if you are not aware of my Instagram, I will put a link in the description to it, but you really need to check it out so you'll better understand my content. Basically, I deal with diecast, Hot Wheels, Matchbox, all of them. I buy, sell, trade, and I do wheel swaps and customs, which they're pretty much the same thing, but it's a bit of a controversial statement. I'm just kidding. Wheel swaps aren't customs, but they do have a lot of work put into them. So, yeah, thanks for watching this video. And so, since this is an introduction video, I wanted to take this time to tell y'all a little bit about myself, where I got my start, and show y'all a few cars, a few very important cars in my collection. And of course there's a lot more, being that I have a whole bunch, but these in particular definitely stand out to me because these really tell you a lot about, you know, how I came to be where I'm at now. So this one right here is one of the first ones that I can ever remember having in my collection. And I remember finding it somewhere, I don't know, but I was probably about 3 years old, something like that. You know, my memories had just started developing, and I probably was plundering in something and I found it. But anyways, this one definitely got a lot of playtime, not just from me, someone before me too, but definitely got a lot of playtime from me. And this one car started, like 17 years of collecting and customizing and everything. So this is definitely a prized piece for me. This is what started it all. Now, my main thing now is customs. I do buy, sell, trade, I collect, so, but my main thing is customs. And this is arguably my first ever custom. I was probably about 4 years old, 4 or 5. I got into some paint and I just went for it, you know. Little me was really digging the light blue and dark blue on this golden and black car. And this one right here has, oh my goodness, this, you know, you would think that it just has been sitting in a box for all these years, but this one spent years lost, and somehow at one point ended up at my grandma's for years, and at some point it was found in a yard because when I was little I tossed it in a tree and it got stuck. So this one's definitely had a wild ride, gotten tons of playtime, and although it doesn't really look good by custom standards for 4 to 5-year-old me, it probably turned out pretty good. So definitely a super important car in my collection. And again, this is where I guess my customizing got started. And before I explain the last one, I do custom commission builds. So, you know, people tell me what they want and I'll build it for them. And what really got me started with that is one day I was carrying this Fast and Furious Toyota Supra that I just had sharpied the wheels blue, and I did the body kit black. So nothing crazy, but at the time I was kind of just customizing for myself. But one day I was wearing this particular pair of shorts, which it's kind of funny. I'm actually wearing that pair of shorts now, but they're not really ideal for walking around with your keys and phone and stuff because everything slips right out of the pockets when you sit down. And that same Supra that I had it in my pocket that day, and by the time I got home, it was gone. And I already had known what happened to it. And at first, I was kind of bummed out, but then I thought, you know what? This is actually the coolest thing ever. Because, granted, somebody didn't throw it away. Either somebody found it and picked it up and took it home with them. Maybe they really like Supras, or maybe a little kid found it and got to play with it or something, you know. That was just imagining where it ended up was one of the coolest feelings. And again, maybe it just ended up in the trash. I don't know. But at the same time, I like to think, you know, maybe somebody got to find it and enjoy it. And ever since then, I love doing customs for people and, you know, sending it to them and seeing them post it or whatever, or just knowing that they have it in general. It's it's a pretty cool feeling. Knowing that somebody gets to appreciate what you love to do and work you've done. So, anyways, that's really where a lot of my inspiration for customs started. Final car that I wanted to show y'all today is, you know, this Porsche 911 GT2. And this was the first Hot Wheel that I posted on Instagram. Now, ignorant me back in the day called this a custom, but obviously, since all I did was change the wheels and do a little bit of painting on the inside, it is just a wheel swap. And I got the wheels off of a Matchbox. And actually, it's really funny because right now, the car that I got these wheels from, I'm actually doing a custom on now. I'm going to restore it. It's been sitting in a box for years, and I will show y'all that as well before the video is over. But I did MTX Audio, which is a real car audio brand, which was actually my first brand that I ran car audio with. Did a little amplifier, you know, painted some wiring, painted a couple subwoofers, did some really crummy job in the dash, but you know, again, I was just getting started, so, but definitely another very important piece of my collection, and all three of these will never be let go. So before the video is finished, I will show y'all the custom that I'll be working on. And years ago, I think it was years ago, I don't really know, I've lost track of time, but definitely well over a year ago, where I got these wheels from and what I'll be doing. So this is the same car that I got the wheels from off the Porsche. And after years of sitting in a box, it has finally gotten some paint. And I'm not finished with it yet, but and there's the interior pieces and frame and all that. So in maybe my next video, maybe not, I'm not sure, but I will be starting a series where I take unlicensed cheapo plastic cars and try to determine the make and model that they are based off of. And I think it's going to be a really fun series. So if you're interested in watching that, be sure to subscribe, and I'll put a link in my Instagram. And I think that's about it. Thank you for watching this video, and have a good day or night whenever you're watching. If it's at night, you need to go to bed.